Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. Boog, nice. Coming at you with another top something or other. This time, I am coming with my top 10 comic-based Marvel Legends of 2021. All right, let's do it.
This ain't for no scalper. You a scalper? Then fuck out shit. This one's for them real collectors. That's army building and posing figures. Marvel Legends, imports, mini matey, I'm fucking with them. Hype beast, we know about you. Stay buying figs, don't know about it.
Another great year for Marvel Legends. A lot of really good releases. A lot of really good MCU sort of Infinity Saga releases too. Not sure if I'll get into the Infinity Saga MCU stuff. Maybe I'll do like a top 5 video for those releases. But once again, Marvel Legends is my top toy line of 2021. It's the line that I collect the most. Brings me the most joy. You know I'm a Marvel guy through and through. So without any further ado, let's get into my list. Coming in at number 10 is the Marvel Legends Sentinel. Hear me out. First of all, this was the most expensive single piece I bought in 2021, even though technically I purchased him in 2020, but he came out in 2021. So yeah, whatever. I bought 3. That was $1,143. I know, because I've been playing that lotto number since then, trying to recoup. I think the Sentinel as a complete package with all the tiers and additional figures is a great value. The Sentinel itself, while it did have some blaring and frankly unacceptable QC issues, is still a massively fun piece and has a ton of display options. All my picks are based on stuff that I will display with and take pictures of over and over, things that have big fun factor, compatibility with other lines, and all comic based, once again. So he's high on the list and almost didn't make it because yes, Hasbro did screw up with the knee joints, the QC, but at the same time, it is a very cool figure and the ACBA possibilities are endless. Number 9 is going to be the Deluxe box set comic-based Thanos. He looks very good, but how they didn't pack in a neutral head sculpt is beyond me. Wish he had more hand options as well. The snapping hand was obviously a nice touch, but some open hands with the finger spread would have been nice too. This is also why he's high on my list, as he has a lot of display potential, and out of the like 7 or 8 Marvel Legends Thanos figures over the past 8 or 9 years, comic-based or movie-based, I think he's the best. The articulation left a lot to be desired, but he's essential in this classic deco to your collection, being as though this is a look from one of the most iconic storylines of all time. Even as a casual action figure collector, this is a must-own piece. Honorable mention at around the number 9 slot would be the Ursa Major Build-A-Figure, which is superb, but I wish he was a little larger and his head and neck articulation had better range. Turning his head to the side is not even really an option. The head basically only rotates. A ball peg fixed into the torso that allows for hinging and rotating, where you'd be able to turn his head left and right without the entire head rotating on that joint would have been great. Number 8 is going to be the retro carded Fantastic Four Psychoman. First timer in the life of the Marvel Legends line. Beautiful, very unique sculpt. He almost doesn't even look like a Marvel Legends figure, and that's partly why I picked him, because he's so unique. Great paint apps, photographs well, and he's an essential classic Fantastic Four villain. I'm wondering how they will reuse this mold. The articulation scheme is oddly unique as well. Not that it's even the greatest articulation, but it serves the character fine. More accessories would have been nice, more hands, or a tiny version of Psychoman himself as he is from the Microverse. That would have been cool. Still a lot of display potential, and the villains are always essential considering they may be one big baddie facing off against a full team of heroes. This is one I could see really going up on the secondary market once this series dries up at retail. Number 7 is going to be the Zimnu Build-A-Figure Wave Lady Deathstrike figure, mostly based on her proximity to other characters figures we already have and some slated for 2022. Now don't get me wrong, she was long overdue for a redo, as the Toy Biz version is dated and cannot hold a candle to the newer version. She looks phenomenal. However, being packed in with the largest Build-A-Figure part for the wave didn't give us any accessories for Yuriko, and that's just whack. She needed additional hands and an angry teeth gritted or open mouth screaming look as well. I suspect she will get a redeco at some point as the Reavers team gets rounded out, so I'm looking forward to that. But this is an essential X-Men / Wolverine villain that must be in your collection if you're an X-Men fan, and she fits in perfectly aesthetically with what Hasbro has been doing the past 4 or 5 years. I'd actually pick up doubles of this figure. Number 6 is going to be the Ursa Major Build-A-Figure Wave Riri Williams, aka Ironheart. Black, female, super genius, engineer with an Iron Man-esque suit of armor and a little comic-accurate action figure. Sign me up. Hoping for more of her teammates from the Champions team in figure form as well, and possibly her Mark III suit of armor in figure form too. What's special about this figure though is it's a female figure with double jointed elbows and overall articulation on par with most of her male counterparts. Great paint apps, interchangeable hands, repulsor blast effects, smoke effects, and an excellent unhelmeted head sculpt. Probably one of the best female head sculpts on the year, maybe one of the best of all time. Honorable mention at around the number 6 slot would be the Armadillo Build-A-Figure Wave Shriek, as she too is a marvel of engineering for Hasbro, a new female buck also sporting double jointed elbows. This buck will be the definitive medium build body for female characters for the foreseeable future, it seems. So that's important to note. But yeah, Ironheart came out great. Another one I wouldn't pass up on, and I would probably get doubles. Number 5 is going to be the Ursa Major Build-A-Figure Wave Modular Iron Man. I think this is a fan favorite armor across the board. Iconic to even a casual Marvel Comics fan, due largely in part to his appearances in the Marvel vs. Capcom games sporting this armor, as well as the old animated show. Also, some very iconic storylines and comic book covers feature in this armor. This was the armor we needed to pair up with the deluxe box set War Machine figure, and it was a fantastic sculpt. My two issues were, I wish the unmasked heads for Tony we've received previously, one in this very wave actually, would have fit on the neck better and looked more natural. Also, the overall color scheme is a tad bit off, as they went with a darker paint scheme instead of the more vibrant red and yellow illustrated in the comic books. Dan from the Hasbro Marvel Legends brand team even mentioned he'd like to see a redeco of this figure with a proper color palettes. So hopefully that will be an option in the near future with some actual modular armor parts. Let's get that proton cannon. Looking forward to trying the 20th year Marvel Legends anniversary figure. That unhelmeted head, that Paul Hardin design on this body. Hope it fits better than the previous versions. But Hasbro has been killing it with their Iron Man offerings. I'm really hoping for an Extremis armor Iron Man from Hasbro in 2022. But yeah, I really enjoyed the modular Iron Man armor. Number 4 is going to be the AOA Colossus Build-A-Figure Wave Aoa Sabertooth figure. A lot of plastic in one package here. Aoa Sabertooth is a big boy, which accurately depicts his comic book counterpart. He was packed in with extra heads, ponytails for both, so you don't have to keep swapping one on and off, hands, and he still had a Build-A-Figure part packed in. This is what I call bang for your buck, because he easily could have been a Build-A-Figure himself. I love that we were able to pair him up with our wild child from the first AOA wave, and he just looks stunning. Probably one of my only gripes is his collar piece doesn't sit flush on his chest, and maybe he could have used a little shading and dry brushing, but even if you hate the AOA storyline, this is a great piece. Best single-carded figure in the wave. My number 3 pick is going to be the deluxe box set MODOK figure. Another figure that was long overdue for a redo, and I always have to give props where props are due when Hasbro destroys an older Toy Biz figure. They absolutely knocked this one out of the park. The base, the interchangeable hands and face plates, and the storage compartment that allows for easy storage and access to his additional accessories was money. Plus, he's such a vibrant, nicely painted piece. He pairs perfectly with our AIM soldiers. He's a big Avengers bad guy, and he just represents what Hasbro can do in the modern age with single deluxe releases. Build-A-Figure style quality and size for a fraction of the cost of completing a full wave. It also doesn't force collectors to buy a full wave and possibly figures they don't want to complete a BAF. On the flip side of the coin, it's an easy pass if you don't want or need the figure. But yeah, MODOK is on permanent display for me. I think he came out great. Hopefully, we will see other members of the intelligentsia in figure form this year too. Number 2 is going to be the retro-carded Hercules figure. Hasbro is 2 for 2 on Hercules figures in my opinion. They nailed the modern look in the armored Thanos Build-A-Figure wave, and they knocked this classic look out of the park as well. An interchangeable head and hands, as well as his mace, and he's ready for battle. I would have liked some open hands with the fingers spread or some flat palms, but we do have some of those from previous figures that are compatible with Hercules, so you do have a lot of display options. Both head sculpts came out great, and this buck is made for someone with the body of a god, or a god with a typical god body. Feel me, guy? One of my absolute favorite legends on the year. I hope we get a tweaked version of this guy with his skirt look too. But you absolutely need this figure in your collection if you want to put together a classic Avengers team. My number 2 on the year. Phenomenal. And my number 1 Marvel Legends figure of 2021. The best comic-based figure, in my humble opinion, and one that I want to shoot over and over. One that has some very serious potential for multiple shoots as is, but who can also be kit bashed for an interesting look. One that will probably set up an official release from Hasbro that heavily resembles the kit bash look people are putting together. It's going to be the Aoa Colossus Build-A-Figure. This figure was amazing to me because I really never even liked the Aoa storyline. It has grown on me over the years, doing reviews for those figures, rereading the story, and learning to actually appreciate the scope of it all has made me yearn for more figures from that storyline. Colossus plays such a major role that he was a must-have, and Hasbro really showed out on this one. Amazing scope, pairing him up with Kitty, his wife in the story, from the same wave, made him even cooler. Interchangeable hands, but no head. Left a bit to be desired, but you could kind of fudge some of the previous head sculpts for Colossus on this body. Barely. I would have loved a neutral head sculpt, but this guy was well put together. Now all we need is an Outback Colossus on this base buck and the rest of the team. Let's make that happen, Hasbro. I'm looking forward to all that 2022 has in store. This figure shows that Hasbro has barely scratched the surface for what they are capable of, and at a very reasonable price range. So there you have it, my top 10 comic-based Marvel Legends of 2021. Let's get the discussion going. What were your top 10 comic-based Marvel Legends of 2021? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to smash that like button. Let's get the visibility of this video high. And thank you for hanging out. As always, rate, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell down there. And until next time, peace.
I'm in the game, I'm grinding. I got to play 24 hours in a day, 7 days out the week. I never sleep. I'm on my grizzly bear, 52 weeks out the year.